I'm tripping. Next weekend is my 40th high school reunion up in Rhode Island. Yes, I'm going. We were a good bunch of kids. That's what I always say to refer to our class. You guys, 1985 to right now is the same exact thing as 2065 is to right now. I love the passage of time topic. It fascinates me. So I was 18 in 85, and I'll be 98 in 2065. You can do it with smaller years too, right? You can. You can say 10 years ago was this, 10 years from. It's about where you are. So if you ever think about your life, and if you're, especially if you're in, those of you that are in a pocket of despair, maybe, you could say, well, 10 years ago was this, and 10 years from now could be that. This is 40 years after high school. Things are very different in life for some people 40 years after high school. Some people don't have a good time in high school. I didn't have a torturous experience. I didn't have the experience that everyone assumes I did. That's a whole series probably that I could get into, because I think that there are misconceptions, right? With people, you think this person, oh, they must have it made, or they must have it made, or they must have it made. I could tell you some things that I've learned since that shows that you don't have it made, right? For example, I became friends with, since high school, the salutatorian. Brilliant mind. Early admission, MIT, the only college he applied for type brilliant. And it still bothers him that the only reason he was salutatorian was because he got a B in French in 10th grade. I had a problem with science. So I said to him once, wouldn't it have been funny if we were friends? Now, back then, I spoke French much more fluently than I am now. Moving here over 30 years, you lose a lot of French. We were on top of our family in Quebec then. We had more communication, more visiting, okay? I'm getting back there. I'm okay, but I just need some immersion. Anyway, I said, wouldn't it have been funny if we found each other? Not that we were enemies. We just weren't in the same... He was so smart. Those kids... I always wanted to have that kind of mind, right? But I was a cheerleader, and I went out with the hockey tennis player guy, and he thought I was, maybe not that he thought anything, but we just didn't connect. I'm not saying he thought, but we've had conversations since, and we each had a different understanding. I was intimidated to walk up to those brilliant minds, but we could have used each other's help in high school, and maybe he wouldn't have gotten a B in French, and maybe I wouldn't have struggled so much with physics. Things aren't always what they seem, especially for those of you in high school or still in college or dealing with different personalities. Things are not always what they seem underneath the surface when you meet somebody. And it's 40 years later, and I'm so excited for next weekend because, like I said, we had a great bunch of kids. Really did important work. We have retired firemen, we have teachers, we have lawyers, just very important work these people have done. And in my class, and I'm so proud to be a part of that class. Look at me getting choked up. It's a big deal. 40 years, you guys, if any of my classmates are looking. But yeah, I can't wait to see you all.